This is Sebastian Vendel Martinez from Maximum Sports and Frontkick.online, here with Venum Training Center head coach Chris Foster. Chris, thanks for having us here at your gym.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
It's a nice sweaty day here in Pattaya. How's it been so far?
Very good. It's the last day of the week. Actually, for me, I'm moving all the time every day, but this is the last day of the week for most of the fighters. So I have one last day to work tomorrow on a Sunday. Normally I have my days off, but I have one of my boys is having his last fight camp, so I'm going to train tomorrow too.
Well, you're a busy man, but you know that work pays off because your fighters have really been making waves lately. Venum is really staking their claim in the Muay Thai landscape. I mean, you have like Freddy Krueger who's making some waves, and fighters who are competing in one championship. We saw one yesterday compete at Friday nights at the Lumpini. What do you think is the key to the success for Venum?
I think the thing we're doing here, hard work and dedication, and I need to thank my. I need to thank my boss a lot too, you know, because he's a leader who is pushing the whole clan, you know. He's hard working and dedicated. Myself, I'm hard working and dedicated. The other coaches is hard working and dedicated, and we are just pushing ourselves like to the top, you know, just climbing and climbing, grinding and grinding and grinding all the time.
And I guess that hard work and dedication, it comes pretty easy to you because you have to dig pretty deep in your life to get through situations that many others probably wouldn't have. I mean, you live now full-time in Thailand, you speak fluent Thai, but you came over here from Sweden and things maybe, well, they didn't go perfectly, right? To put it mildly. Could you elaborate a bit on sort of your journey and what brought you here to Venum Training Center when you first came to Thailand?
All right, so when I came first time when I was 14. I was here back and forth until I was 14, until I was 17. From 17, I've been here permanently. So in the beginning, I was a Muay Thai fighter. I was doing pretty good, you know. I was a world champion, I was a Swedish champion, Scandinavian champion, King's Birthday champion. I was fighting frequently in the old Lumpini for the Petty promotion. I was doing quite well, you know. But things got a little bit out of hand, you know. You know, people you have. Sometimes you are up here, and sometimes you fall. You know, life is about up and down, you know. And you learn from your lessons. So what happened to me? I had a little bit of how can I say, a little bit of a personal problems too, you know, that made me stop fighting, you know. And I quit quite early, you know. Normally I quit when I was 25, 24, you know. I quit fighting. Then I was working in the nightclubs for a bit. After the nightclubs, I was still doing, like, I stopped fighting, I was still doing coaching, but I was not doing on this level, you know. I was like holding pads 3 times a week and I was working in the nightclubs, you know. Then later, I think, when I was around 30, I decided to just, okay, let's stop working in the night and then just do coaching like 100%.
And how many times when you worked at a nightclub did you have to bust up a Muay Thai for drunk Brits?
Yeah, that happens sometimes too.
Sometimes?
Yeah.
Only sometimes?
Yeah, sometimes. not every time, but it happens sometimes, you know. But you have to just use, I think the clinching moves were more too handy than the kicks and the elbows, because it's like a high-end club, you know, so you can't really like go throw a right hand and left knee elbow, you know. You need to work a little bit to try to restrain them more, you know. So that was
blood stains are a pain in the ass to get off as well.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And so, yeah, you decided to follow your dream, or you were already kind of following your dream by being in Thailand, but then you took it a step further, decided to go full-time coaching. And how did you continue from there?
Yeah, the thing was, I was coaching in Bangkok first. I had my own dream. I wanted to have my own gym at the beginning, right? So I opened my gym with one guy, but it didn't go as expected, you know. I got a little bit fucked over there. So I got fucked over, and then I was like, I had nothing, and I just said like, the thing is when you fall, you know, it's not about the fall, it's about the rise, you know. So I just thought like, okay, fuck it, let's just continue trying to follow my dream, you know, and coaching. So I started to coach in Bangkok, you know. I was there for a bit, and then COVID came. You know, COVID came when I was still coaching, and I got a great opportunity. I had a chance to come to train in Venum training camp, you know. So in the beginning, it was like during COVID, and my boss Mehdi, he was looking for trainers, and I know him from before, you know, because from the fighting scene, we maybe know each other maybe since 2004, you know. So it's a long time, you know. And he's always been like an older brother, so he said, hey, you want to come over and work, you know? And he believed in me, you know. He wanted to give me a chance, you know, when nobody else did. So I just, when somebody gives you a chance, you know, you should take it full, and then you should show, when people doubt you, you should show them that you can even do more, you know. You know what I mean? So I came here and I just put my whole life into this, you know. And this was like around, this is the 3rd year now, you know. And then, so I came up, some fighters, I started to work with them, like, they came like for 2 years ago. You have like Fabio Reis, for example, Sajad Sattari, you know, Mohammed Siansari, you know. I was working with a guy named Sherzod Kuboto before too. I'm working with a lot of fighters around here in the group, you know. Have some, and have the new Russian guys from Elias and Natalia, the Russian fighters. A lot of fighters have been coming in, you know. I've been working with them, and you know, we're building up step by step, you know. Sometimes you always hit hard times in the beginning, you know. It always rains first, you know. You have some loss, and then later the sunshine comes, you know. You just have to believe in yourself, you know. You have to live Muay Thai, eat Muay Thai, sleep Muay Thai. You have to be a little bit, you know, a little bit here, you know, not normal,
crazy.
you know. Yeah, a little bit crazy. You have to just love what you're doing, you know. Love what you're doing, you know. For me, you know, my work doesn't finish now, you know. I go back home, I eat. I have like 30 minutes every day. I watch my opponents. My students, my disciples' opponents, you know, my fighters' opponents. I watch them. Okay, what's he doing? He's a southpaw. Okay, we got to work against a southpaw. Okay, this guy is like a Muay Bu. He's a Muay femur. How are we gonna work with this style? He's a Muay Khao. How are we gonna work with those type of styles? And you guys who don't know, in the Muay Thai business, you have like different names of styles. So for instance, you have like for instance, you have a Muay femur fighter. That's somebody who's technical, you know. Technical counter fighter. You have like a Muay Bu, it's like a forward walking strong fighter. You have a Muay Mat, it's like somebody with a good punch. You have a Muay Khao, it's like I was before with some good clinch and knees, you know. So you have different type of styles of fighters, you know. And it's like a game of chess. You need to work, how am I gonna work with this fighter? How am I gonna do? And then you have to, I'm trying to imitate that when I'm training. So for instance, one of my boys here, Mohammed is fighting now on one, he's fighting with a he's fighting with a Dutch fighter, and this Dutch fighter is a good fighter. He has a nice jumping knee, so we have to find a way how to block that jumping knee. For example, you know. Right. And my other boy is fighting now on Friday. Sajad, he's working against a southpaw, so we got to work counter. He's a Muay femur fighter. Last 2 weeks before, 1 week before, Fabio fought with Sangmanee with the left hook. He hit him with the left hook. That was a part of the game plan. We're always working with that. He's going to kick left, you're going to hook left. He's going to kick left, you're going to punch, you're going to catch it or punch or hook. So these two things we're working with. So the game plan was, if you really, what I want to say now, if you really put time in what you're doing, you can succeed, you know. You have to really believe in yourself, believe in your fighters have to believe in you, and then magic can happen, you know.
Yeah, well, we've definitely seen some of that magic. I mean, you sure could pull a rabbit out of the hat, that's for sure. Because yeah, we saw the results yesterday. I forget her name, but the female fighter from here.
Yeah, she's very good. Petchi
that works. Yeah, complete dominance from start to finish.
She's very good. She works with one of my bros, one of the other trainers. They work together too. So we are like separated. We have like 30 boxers. We have 30 boxers, around 25, and then we are like 6, 7 trainers. So like I have 6, this guy had maybe 6, this 6, but we all work together in the mornings, you know, and do the technique. Yeah, she's really good. She's really good.
And so, in the 3 years that you've been here, what are sort of the biggest highlights and lowlights? Because I mean, I'm sure there's been some, like you said, nothing ever goes perfectly, and it's about coming back from setbacks. So, what are the biggest highlights and lowlights for you in these 3 years?
The biggest highlights, it's been, first of all, to be fair. The biggest highlights is to be seeing the boys I've been working with. All of them, you have seen, they have been stepping up like 3 steps on their level, you know. They haven't been going down, they've been stepping up levels. Then one of my biggest highlights is my fighters, you know. I have some boys I'm working with. One, Nabil, a guy, he's a world champion. Sajad, he's a world, and that's my proudest moment. He's a WBC world champion and a Rajadamnern Stadium champion fighter. That was the proudest achievements I did. Fabio's way up. Mohammed, all my fighters, Natalia, all of them, the way they work and come up, that's the proudest moments of me. The set downs, the hardest set downs I've been having is maybe, you know, when we have a loss, you know. Yeah. For me, you know, I think a win, I don't like celebrate it. Like I am happy. I can explain the feelings, but I look like I'm just having a smile. I'm not saying too much. You know, I'm still humble. But a loss for me, you know, I maybe take it more worse than the fighters, you know. Right. It sits for me like for a week or 2 weeks, you know. I'm just thinking, what did we do wrong? What happened? You know, that's the biggest setbacks for me, you know. when we when we lose.
Because in some ways, it's almost like you get not the blame, but like you get a lot of a responsibility to figure out what didn't work, right?
Yes,
like
sir, yes.
because you are the technician at the end of the day. What would you say is the best advice you have for dealing with a loss?
Yeah, that's a good one. How about when you deal with a loss, what you need to do is you need to know that you did a mistake. That's what people say. People say you don't lose, you learn.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, you lose, you know. It's a fight, you know, you lose. So you need to learn. But it's true, you need to learn from it, but you need to understand that I lost, I have to get up better after a fight. You know, I have to come back fighter. You cannot keep, you know, winning, losing, winning, losing, winning. But you should never be scared of losing either if you're a fighter. You know what I mean? You should give your all. But you should see after you lost the fight, okay, I lost, okay. Now it's like a win. I lose and I win. I lost, I have to learn from what I did, and I have to move on. And I have to move on, and I have to see that I don't do that mistake again. That's advice from us as a coach. Yeah.
Sounds like good advice, and you've obviously got the credentials to back it up.
Yes, sir.
So dealing with an international gym like this, I mean, you mentioned the guys from Dagestan, their English seemed all right, but I'm sure you get a lot of people here where you might not even have a common language. What are those training sessions like? Is it just lots of body language?
Yeah. It's body language, and it's the language of Muay Thai. It's the language of Muay Thai. So it's a lot of, for instance, you show them first, because you know when you teach, you have to show what you're doing.
Yeah.
You can't just like tell them, okay, you turn, you pivot, you kick. You need to, I think when you do something like this, for me, okay, my opinion, I think you need to have some type of experience and stripes, you know, if you're teaching in this type of high level fighting, you know.
Yeah.
That's what I think, you know, you need to have some type of stripes so you can back it up, you know, hey, I got those stripes, you know, I can say this, I can teach this, because I've been through this myself, you know.
Yeah.
That's a little bit idea from mine. Chef, respond that. Line up! Good job, everyone. Happy weekend. 1, 2, 3. Kapun.